Hello, welcome once again to Count Your Blessing. And I want to use this occasion to say thank you for those who reached out to us when we announced Testimony Arena. You are also invited to join Testimony Arena. If you have any tangible testimony that you think will be a blessing to someone, contact me on 0268 588 368 and we will gladly welcome you on board. Thank you. So for the purpose of today's discussion, I want us to look at failure in our walk with God. We all know we serve a God who is holy, and our walk with Him is expected to be a holy one. We see God enter into a family in Genesis, and He chooses one of the people in the family called Abraham. And in Genesis chapter 17 verse 1, God tells Abraham that he should walk before Him and be perfect. And I'm sure that is what God expects of each of us, His children. He expects us to walk before Him and be perfect. But as human as we are, it's not always so. And we keep disappointing God in one way or the other. Since the days of Adam, we have almost always been giving in to our weaknesses and our flesh. And it makes our Christian journey a struggle. And the Bible says in 1 John chapter 1 verses 8 that if we say we have no sin, we are deceiving ourselves. And that is the reality on the ground. We always fall short of the standard God expects from us. In fact, when we even try our best, Isaiah tells us in Isaiah 64 verses 4 that our righteousness at its best is like a filthy rag. Today I came to tell somebody who has fallen off the faith, who has backslided because of one reason or the other, that arise and go back to the Father because He has been waiting for you. You know, life happens. I keep saying that life really happens, and sometimes we end up in situations that we never expected to be, and sometimes trials that hit us, they come to us like floodwaters, and they kind of wash the very foundations and the principles that we hold on to. Many times we read the Bible and we want so much to be like Joseph and flee Potiphar's wife. But then we end up like Abraham and we produce our Ishmaels. When Adam and Eve sinned, God still came down. And although their fear made them hide, God still reached out to them. And in their nakedness, God covered them. Cain sinned. Cain killed his brother. And when God asked Cain where his brother was, he gave him a cheeky answer. He wasn't his brother's keeper. But even in Cain's sin, Cain negotiated his punishments. And the faithful and loving, merciful Father heard Cain and did for Cain what Cain requested. You haven't killed your brother. Arise and go back to the Father. God gave His best gift to us when we were sinners. Jesus came for sinners. He didn't come for the righteous. In fact, 1 John chapter 2 verses 1 summarizes everything I want to talk about today. And I want to read it from the New Living Translation. It reads, "My dear children, I am writing this to you so that you will not sin. But if anyone does sin, we have an advocate who pleads our case before the Father. He is Jesus Christ, the one who is truly righteous." And so we know that Jesus is our advocate. It doesn't matter what you have done. It doesn't matter how filthy you feel you are. You just need to come back because He's waiting. Many of us feel that we have disappointed God to an extent that He can't forgive us. But the truth is that it is we who are not forgiving ourselves, because God has already forgiven you. Sit yourself in the mirror. Ask that person you see in the mirror to forgive you, and then continue your life. God is waiting for you to come back to Him. He has been waiting since the day you left. Arise and go back to the Father, because He loves you so much, and no amount of sin, what you have committed or what you can think of ever committed, will push Him away from you. Go back to the Father, because He is waiting and He has a banquet ready for you. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself. Thank you.